Hey everyone, this is David Zemer. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Plickers, which is a tangible resource that teachers can use in order to collect data and information from students, using it as a review or formative assessment tool that is great to quickly gather information from your students. They also enjoy being able to use it as well. So, first thing, if you type into your search engine plickers.com, Plickers, it's clickers with a P. So, as soon as you do that, of course, you would want to sign up. You'd want to create a username to be able to get into it, because you're going to have a email address linked to this site in order to create and get the resources that are needed, because you have to have a username to set up the questions. So let me go ahead and get in here. All right, so this is my home page that I signed up for and made with Clickers. Just super quick. First thing you would want to do is you would want to get your cards. And you actually don't even have to sign in to get your cards, but you do need to sign in and sign up in order to be able to use them. So taking a look, you can just click on Get Your Standard Cards right there on that button, and it'll bring up your screen that allows you to print them 2 per page. I closed out of that. But it also does give you a few different other choices. Large font, which will make the font around the Plickers a lot larger. I like to keep mine small because then you don't have kids looking at each other's answers and being able to actually see them. So if you take a notice here, the A is pretty large, but if you look at the standard cards, you really have to zoom in, and it'd be really tough for kids to be able to, cheat and know which side of the card somebody is previewing. So that's one thing I like about having just the standard cards. I would back them on, some card stock or something to make them a little firmer for when you pass them out, a little sturdier, maybe even a laminate them. So, going back to kind of my screen here, you are able to make questions, and your question bank kind of loads everything underneath. Of course, you can create a folder. I might use mine as math class, or in this case, number theory. Save, and then of course you create new questions. New question, you type your question in, choose whether you want it true or false. If you want it false, you got to teach your kids that they're either going to use the A or the B side that they would have up in the air. It is a lot of teacher instruction in the beginning, of how to use the Plickers. But once you get it rolling, it's really great. It's really quick. Kids love it. So I created 2 questions. I created a true and false, and then a multiple choice, so that I can just show you how this is done. And then I did underneath, when I saved it in as a demo class, which I believe you can change where you want that. You can move the questions, edit the questions, you can delete them just by clicking on that arrow. I could move them into my number theory. Actually, they are in my number theory folder. Oh, nope, they're not in my number theory folder. They're just on my library. But I could move them and organize everything for those OCD teachers like me that would eventually put these in there. But for time's sake, I'm going to, kind of keep that out of the look now. So the next part, I'm going to actually pause my video, and I need to change it to my webcam, because now you need to actually watch me being able to use them. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'll see you guys in a few seconds.